Hey family, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I am Kisa, aka Stardust Diva, and again, welcome. So, today I will be reviewing my Hay House Tarot deck order. So, if you are familiar with Hay House, they are a website organization that kind of deals with spiritual growth, growth in general. They have pretty much a wide variety of products on their website, everything from tarot decks, oracle decks. They have classes, they have webinars, they have books, they have you name it. They pretty much have a wide genre there. There's something there for everyone. So they are currently having a 50% off sale on their website. I will put the link in the description box. I have zero affiliation with Hay House. They don't know I exist. Like I said, I pretty much am a fan of a lot of the authors that are on the site. And yeah, that's pretty much, I just patronize the website like everybody else. And yeah, so I have been pretty much in the market for to kind of expand my deck collection. Um, I have, a handful of metaphysical stores around where I'm at. That's neither here nor there. And then, the default, believe it or not, is Barnes and Nobles. Um, they have a pretty substantial section in Barnes and Nobles that has oracle decks and tarot decks and you name it. But again, you're paying, Barnes and Noble prices, even if you're a member, which I'm also a member of Barnes and Nobles. Anyway, so they were having this 50% off sale, and said, you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger because I have been looking at a lot of these decks. The last time they had the sale, I did not take advantage of it, and then went out and paid retail for some other decks that I got, and that quite I don't feel bad about because quite frankly I haven't seen them anywhere. So neither here nor there. Anyway, so the shipping was fairly quick. For what I can remember, it wasn't the shipping cost wasn't like ridiculous. I want to say it was something along the lines of $7.99. Don't quote me. I was looking at the invoice that came with it, and there's no pricing on it. What they do have listed is like my name and all of that, and the items that came with my order. And they also had this package was prepared by, so thank you Samuel B, because he packed the living daylights out of these cards. So the box he had put a bunch of this protective paper in there, and I mean a lot. So I am one of the people, I save stuff like this because I I have like a Poshmark store and things like that. So I always use it so I can like repurpose when I ship things out. So I have the box. So this is what it came in. Nice big box. And because I got about 7 card decks and a book. So I'll just start with them one by one. And yeah, so some of these I've been looking for quite a while. Some of these I kind of stumbled upon once I was on the website, and I was like, you know what, that looks pretty interesting. So one deck that I've been looking at for quite a while is this one. Okay, the author, as you can see, is Stephen D. Farmer, PhD, Power Animal Oracle Cards. I don't know what kind of phase I'm in currently, but I just have this affinity and kind of oneness with animals now, so I've kind of been gravitating to looking at a lot of that, when I'm on YouTube and various media channels. It doesn't hurt that I'm an animal lover. I have furry babies at home, so yeah. Anyway, so when you open it up, this one just has color on the inside, no real design or anything. It has a guidebook with it, pretty standard. Okay, and these are the actual cards. So that's the front of it. And this is the actual cards, which you can see is animal based. So what drew me to it is, again, the whole spirit of the animal. So I'm going to very much looking forward to working with that. And you know what? I'm going to rewind because this is like the third time I'm trying to make this video. So rewind. As soon as I opened the box, the first thing I did was clear my deck. What does that mean? Like clean it, like blank slate, so I can put my energy and stuff into the cards. That's a whole other video that at one point I will do. So there's a few different ways you can clear your decks. There's the same way there's a few different ways you can clear your crystals. And I keep crystals all over my house. So how I clear this deck is I use my selenite crystals. And again, that's a whole other video. So I stuck a bunch of these selenite wands in the box with the cards, and I've had these in there with them for quite a number of nights. So they're all cleared. I can handle them. I can, really work with them. And again, it's energy and all of that. There's a few different ways you can clean your decks. Some people use sage, like when like the sage you burn in your house. You can also use that to clear your cards. I used to clear my cards by setting them out in moonlight and doing it that way. And I've even been known to set them out at night under moonlight, let them sit out during the day for the sunlight energy, and again overnight for moonlight energy. It's even more powerful if you can get it do this during a full moon. That is like the ideal time to do it, but if you don't have, we're not having a full moon at that particular time, and you really want to clear your cards and work with them, regular moonlight will do. And you don't have to necessarily have to do the sunlight part. That's just me. Doesn't hurt it, And again, it's just clearing them, so because a lot of people have handled these cards, and yeah. So those are 3 different ways that you can clear your cards, and obviously there's different other ways that you can do it. Those are just the top 3 that I know I have used, and it has really worked for me. Okay, disclaimer over. Next deck is I saw this deck in Barnes and Noble, and I'm not even going to tell you what they were asking for. So I said, you know what, I'll press pause on that and I'm going to wait for see if I can find this somewhere else. And actually I was looking for this deck, believe it or not, on Temu. That's a whole, yeah, I'm gonna be doing a Temu video after this one because yeah. Anyway, I digress. So I was so happy that I saw this on Hay House. So the author is MJ Cullinan, and the deck is the Guardian of the Night. And first of all, the imagery is what drew me to these cards when I saw it in Barnes and Noble, and even more so, the more I looked at it on the website. So the inside of the box has, some nice graphics, and it says, "Without darkness, there is no light," and has your standard guidebook. Oh, and I'm sorry, it's a female author. No. Okay, and this is the front of the card, which is beautiful. I just love it. And this is the actual card itself. And again, the imagery is just everything. I think I'm like really tapping into my inner animal ancestry, because lately anything with like an animal, a bee, plants, you name it, I'm just like drawn to it lately. So yeah, I am just trying to be obedient and go with the direction I'm being urged to go in, because I tried doing the opposite, and yeah, I told my good friend of mine, his name is Theo, I'm beyond tired of getting my ass whooped. So yeah, they have a saying down south, because my people come from South Carolina, a hard head makes a soft behind. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so I get the, just kind of going through me. I don't even question it anymore. It's more like, okay, say less. What you want me to do? Okay. Anyway, the next deck is from Colette Baron Reed. And again, here we go again with the animal spirits, right? So this one is the Spirit Animal Oracle. I've been looking at this for quite a while now, and so this one actually opens really nice. It kind of has like a magnetic thing. And then you open it, and it has like that. Okay, and it has a little string that you can, which is really nice because you can see how deep getting these cards out the box is going to be. So this says, "The spirits residing in the natural world have much to share, and the secrets of their forgotten language are now available to you." Okay, so you pull it out with the string. That really helps. So this guidebook is like, you can say this is a guidebook. Okay, sis is serious. So I'm curious, to kind of make my way through that. And this is the front of the card, which is pretty. And this is the actual card again. So again, different animal motifs throughout the deck. And yeah, so this one spoke to me as well. And so I went ahead and purchased this one. And her backstory is very interesting. Again, if you go, you can just Google her. You don't necessarily have to go to Hay House. But the only reason why I make reference to Hay House is if you go on there, and you're free to register and all that, and she does a bunch of webinars, and I had kind of sat in briefly to one of her webinars, because sometimes I mentioned, but I'm a Gemini, so if we're not doing 20 million things at one time, yeah. So I signed up for one of her webinars, and I was kind of half listening to it, and so she was just telling about her journey into what got her to where she is now. And how people say, if you told me 20 years ago that I would be a this, that, and the other, and I'd be making my own tarot and oracle decks and blase blase, I'd have called you crazy. So she had quite an interesting backstory. She had earlier in her life, just had made some, and to her point, admittedly, she said she had made some very questionable decisions in her life that kind of led her on a less desirable course. And so, yeah, again, her backstory is quite interesting. in terms of seeing her journey as to where she is now. So, a little disclaimer about, that particular author, only because, again, I literally not too long ago just took one of her webinars and, was able to kind of hear, more about who she is and her journey. All right, next one is Rebecca Campbell. This one I actually found on Hay House. I had not seen this like at Barnes and Nobles or anywhere else, and this one just really spoke to me. I have always kind of really been at home in nature, particularly. I know what it is. I have an affinity for rocks and stones, and really, really more so into trees, and yeah. So I'm still kind of working through that. So when I saw this deck, this one he really, really spoke to me. Again, the author is Rebecca Campbell. The artwork is by Katie Louise, and it's just beautiful. And one of the one things I do like when you go on, the website, any website, they'll show you like different pictures of the cards, so you can get a sense of what they are before you get the deck. And I like that, her packaging is different. So with inside of it, she has, some graphics and a message. And this one, as you can see, says "Ancestors Protect Me," which I think is really cool. And the cards themselves, I mean, the imagery is just amazing. I hope it's coming across on camera pretty clear. And this wrapping paper says, "Unlock the wisdom of the ancient stones." So you can, I just haven't the heart to like tear into this yet. And the bottom of the card says, "Ancestors guide me." I just think that is just totally awesome. Has your standard guidebook. And yeah, this one is just really, really pretty. I'm excited to have this. The cardstock feels substantial in the hand. And yeah, so this one is really, really nice. I mean, they're all nice. So, yeah, put that one there. I have another one from the same author, Rebecca Campbell, and this time the artwork is by Danielle Noel, the Starseed Oracle, and I think that kind of speaks for itself. If you're into, the spiritual awakening and all that other stuff, you have heard of starseeds. So again, she has the graphics and the messaging on the inside. And this one says, "Your heart is a portal," and the top of it has the same message, "Your heart is a portal." This is the actual card, the front side of the card. This is the back side of the card and the imagery. And again, this is just really kind of celestial and thought-provoking, which is, kind of the whole purpose in all of this. But what really got me was the stonework. This one, look at that. Oh my goodness, that is just, oh. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And as you're handling the cards, you're just getting these sensations, and it's just, yeah, it's exciting. This is the guidebook. Again, it's not too thick. So again, I'm excited to have the deck. I can't wait to start working with it, and like I said, will come back on and do a more thorough review of the decks as I work with them more and get to know them and handle them. All right, I have 2 more decks because I brought 7 decks this time and a book. Okay, so the next deck, I saw this deck, I should say, in Barnes and Nobles. because again, sometimes I just have this come over me, and it's like, okay, and it was like, okay, you need to get a new deck. I was like, okay, so went to Barnes because this particular time I was actually out of town when I got this, and I was like, all right, and I had some time to kill before my flight, so I said, all right, well, I really, it was at Westchester County. It's like, all right, there's not too many medical physical stores here, but they do have ginormous Barnes and Noble. So went there and just kind of looked around, and I saw this. And again, this is one of the decks that just really spoke to me. But I wasn't trying to do Barnes and Noble prices that day. But this has always stuck in my mind, and it doesn't hurt that I have two little furry babies, Cammy and Camille, and they almost, quite frankly, look like these two. And it just spoke to me. And I have been, I won't say obsessed, but I have been on the hunt for this deck for quite a while. I actually went on Temu and tried to find it, which I did, but Temu. Anyway, so I was really happy to see this on Hay House. Obviously, went ahead and placed the order. And yeah, this is another one that I just can't wait to work with. So this is the guidebook. This is the author. Oh, and this is cool. Okay, so the top of it has this on the inside. How cute is that? Slip beyond the veil on silent cat paws. And this is the inside of the box. And this is the side. How cute is that? I just love it. Okay. And she has like some similar imagery from her other deck. And this is the actual card. So, those of you who are fellow cat people, you may enjoy this deck as well. Even if you're not a cat person, I still think and if a deck speaks to you, there's a reason for it. So it doesn't hurt. Also, if you're a cat person, this deck right here. Excuse me, I'm getting over cold. The Priestess of Light Oracle. I actually have not seen this deck anywhere. I found this on Hay House. You know how you just kind of looking through, and I just, especially when it's 50% off, and I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure, I didn't see all there is to see on here. And I saw this. As soon as I saw this picture here, I was like, I have to have this deck. So the author is Sandra Ann Taylor and Kimberly Weber. Talk about powerful. So the inside of it is like this. So this is the top part. Become your own priestess of light. Celebrate your eternal power in the sacred ceremony that is your life. Okay, now. So this is the guidebook. Okay, not too terrible. This is the other side that holds the card. Just look at that imagery. I mean, how beautiful. And quite frankly, the picture really isn't just doing this justice. The energy coming off of this is just insane, and that's what just drew me to this deck. So this is the front of the card, which is equally as beautiful. I just love the whole ambience of it. The trees with the moonlight coming through is just beautiful. And then even more so, I mean, just the feeling coming off the cards is just amazing. And again, just to show you some of the imagery of the cards, it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Cannot wait to work with those cards. I mean, all of them, but you know how you kind of have to put them in order. And this one here is so at the top of my list. So again, I will be coming back with more videos, kind of going more in depth over each deck and working with them and so on and so forth. The last thing I got was a book. I wasn't planning on getting a book. I had went on there specifically to get card decks, and then I found this. You Are a Channel by Sarah Landon. And this is who she is. And she has a website, sarahlandon.com. Again, I have no affiliation with her. She doesn't know I exist on the face of this planet. I stumbled onto her quite a number of months ago. And at this point, I know well enough to know that things don't happen by accident. So I became aware of her through a entirely separate course that I was taking, you know, kind of at the New Year's, beginning of the year things in terms of setting your intentions and manifestation and goal setting and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so the particular gentleman that was holding that course had sends, you know, emails and so on and so forth, you know, thereafter with guests and things that he, you know, brings to the folks that have taken courses and webinars with him before. And she was actually one of the speakers. And, you know, I tuned in and it was like, alrighty then. So again, similar to Colette Baron Reed, her backstory is quite interesting as well because, you know, prior to her becoming a channeler, she was a regular person, you know. Again, she would say, if you'd told me that I would quit my six-figure job and this, that, and the other and be a channeler, I would have called you crazy. She had a event in her life. I believe her brother had passed, and it really took her back to a point where she just refused to accept it. And that is what started her on her journey to kind of discovering, okay, once you are no longer in this vessel, what happens? Where are you? Do we still, you know, have that connection? Can we, in fact, still have a relationship and communicate with our loved ones who have passed? So that is what started her on her journey. And yeah, the backstory, like I said, is very interesting. I found her to be, you know, quite credible. And yeah, I've enjoyed, you know, her material. So I saw this book, again, 50% off, and decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get this book because I had also saw this book in Barnes and Nobles, had looked at it quite a few times and did not pull the trigger. And this time I said, you know what? Again, there's got to be a reason why I keep coming across this book. So clearly I meant to get it and read it. So yeah, again, trying to be obedient with spirit because I am at the point now where they have made it quite uncomfortable for me to deny who I am and, quite frankly, what I'm supposed to be here doing. And we have a saying from down south, a hard head makes a soft behind. So, yeah, so again, when I'm getting that, um, I've been around long enough to know that I get that feeling and that urging, consistent, that, it's not happenstance, it's not coincident. I'm clearly being led, guided, I won't say ordered, but urged to, to kind of move and pivot and, acquire and learn and hone and, yeah. Anyway, so that was my tarot deck slash Hay House haul. I'll try saying that fast 3 times. So thank you for watching my video. Thank you for spending the time here on my new channel. This is actually my first video. I think this is like the third or fourth take of this video. Again, just trying to be obedient because I have started and stopped a channel quite a number of times. I've even done videos and deleted them, and yeah. So pretty much they have, I won't say put me in a corner, but yeah, things can be quite uncomfortable when you're not following your calling. I'll leave it at that. So again, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching this video. Please give it a like. I would love if you could send me a comment because, again, this is my first shot out the box. I will get better with time and practice. Hopefully this wasn't too bad. And I would love it if you would subscribe and join me on this journey until my next video, which will be in a few minutes because I have quite a number to video today. Thank you again, and peace, love, and light. Bye.